and welcome to the Healthy Back for Life series. So this is number 2 in the 7 most effective exercises that you can use with your clients that have simple low back pain. So after we've done exercise number 1 and we have them a little bit looser in the psoas and the hip flexor muscles, then we're going to go into pelvic tilts. So pelvic tilts, all we're going to do is as you breathe out, you're going to connect those abdominals and push your lower back into the mat. Use your glutes. Use your glutes to help move your pelvis. In breath as you release. So out breath, pull the abs in, push the lower back into the mat using the glutes at the same time, and it's an in breath to release. And again, you're going to get your clients to do this really up to about 8 times until you're really happy that they've got that movement and that they're using the glutes, because I see it time and time again where clients really don't use their glutes at all for something like this. So they're pulling in and they're actually sort of moving their bones really rather than using the muscles to do that movement. So abdominals, scooping your tummy button back towards your spine, using your glutes, pubic bone starting to come round towards your face. So you're trying to get that pubic bone to curl round. And this leads straight into the spine curl. So this pelvic tilt is the most important part of the movement in the spine curl. So once you're happy that your client's got that one, then you're going to move it on a little bit and you're going to take it into your spine curl. So you're starting off with the pelvic tilt, then you're going to start to lift your bottom. And you're working through your spine bone by bone by bone, keeping the ribs and the hips on that same plane. And that's important. You don't want the client to, what I call, pop the rib cage, okay? Because instantly that puts pressure in the lower back. So you're keeping the ribs down and soft. Breathing in at the top, breathing out, softening through the breastbone and wheeling the spine all the way back down to that neutral position. And again, it's using your abs, using your glutes, keeping your ribs down and soft as you do this. So it's an exercise that really is all about getting mobility and movement in the spine. So you've just got to make sure a few little things like they're keeping the weight nice and even under both feet, and that the ankles, knees are all in alignment with the hip socket, not with the hips, but with the hip socket. And then one of my favourite cues with this one is to think about sending your knees away from you. And that not only keeps the length in the quads, but more importantly, it keeps the length in the spine. And I actually like to sort of talk clients through visualising space in between each vertebra, so that as they're wheeling up and wheeling down, they're getting the feeling of length in the spine, not of compression. So you're doing the movement, getting that length. I'm sending all my energy out through my knees, keeping my spine as long as I can, and wheeling up and wheeling down. And if you're working privately with a client, I'll often just hold on to their knees and just draw their knees towards me so that they can really get the feeling of what I'm talking about. It really helps for them to get that feeling. So you're watching that they don't pop the ribs, they keep the ribs and the hips on the same plane. Nice and relaxed in your head, neck and shoulders. And again, I'm doing it in one breath, out breath to come up, in at the top, out breath to come down. But a lot of clients, again, those with the lower back pain, sometimes we come down in 2 or 3 breaths. It's much easier for them. So you take a breath in, breathe out, they work hard in their abdominals, and that really helps to create the flexion in the spine. They get to that sticky bit, the bit where they can't really get bone by bone down. Get them to take another breath in. Out breath, pulling even harder into your abdominals, causes a little bit more flexion in your spine, and they find that they can then get that vertebra in contact with the mat. So the breathing does help with that one. So that's the second exercise in the series. So start off with your little pelvic tilts, build up into a full spine curl. And that's the second exercise in the Healthy Back for Life series.